Shalom, brothers and sisters. I'm Brother Jacob, and right now I want to explain something to y'all that I saw during the Feast of Unleavened Bread / Passover. I saw this question, and I saw brothers trying to answer this question. So the sister wanted to know why she sees everybody on videos going to a building and keeping the feast when Christ and the disciples kept the Passover in a hired house. Now, I'm not sure if she was trying to get, brothers and sisters to think about what it is they're doing. I don't know what her motive was behind it, but just quickly, I'm going to show you what's going on. So, we'll start with Luke 22. I'm gonna use Luke. All of them are saying pretty much the same thing, but it just depends on who wrote the book. It's slightly different, but I'll go to this one. Luke chapter 22 and verse 7. It says, "Then came the day of unleavened bread when the Passover must be killed." So when it said the Passover must be killed, it's the day that the lamb is killed. That's done on Passover. That's done on the 14th day of the month. Verse 8, "And he said, Peter and John saying, Go and prepare us the Passover that we may eat." Right? Prepare the lamb that we may eat. "And they said unto him, Where wilt thou that we prepare? And he said unto them, Behold, when ye are entered into the city, there shall a man meet you bearing a pitcher of water. Follow him into the house where he entereth in." Verse 11, "And ye shall say unto the good man of the house, The master saith unto thee, Where is the guest chamber where I shall eat the Passover with my disciples? And he shall show you a large upper room furnished. There make ready." So I saw brothers trying to answer it, and to understand what's going on right here, you have to know the ordinances of Passover and the ordinances of the Feast of Unleavened Bread / the Feast of Passover. So on the 14th, the killing of the Passover and eating bitter herbs and unleavened bread with the lamb, that is specific for that particular day, the 14th. Then at the 14th day at even, when that day is going out, the 15th day is when you have the Feast of Passover / Feast of Unleavened Bread. Now, that feast right there, you're supposed to keep that at the temple in Jerusalem. So watch this. This is how understanding the ordinances associated with the feast, the laws associated with the feast, will give you understanding. I'm going to Deuteronomy chapter 16. And Deuteronomy chapter 16 is talking about the Feast of Passover, not the night where you eat the lamb and bitter herbs and you roast it with fire and unleavened bread. This is, I'm going to start at verse 5. It says, "Thou mayest not sacrifice the Passover within any of thy gates, which the Lord thy God giveth thee." So when you look at that verse right there, you should be asking yourself, thou mayest not sacrifice the Passover. Because when you look at the ordinances for the Passover night, you're killing the Passover. It's specific. It's killing the Passover. "But at the place which the Lord thy God shall choose to place his name in, there thou shalt sacrifice the Passover at even." So the place where the Lord chose to put his name in is Jerusalem. It's at the temple. 2 Chronicles 6:6 tells you that. There thou shalt sacrifice the Passover at even, at the going down of the sun, at the season that thou camest forth out of Egypt. And thou shalt roast and eat it in the place which the Lord thy God shall choose. And thou shalt turn in the morning and go unto thy tents. So it said, now with the Passover, you're supposed to stay in the house all night. With this, it says you're supposed to stay out all night and then go into your tents in the morning. So why does it say tents? Why doesn't it say homes? Because everyone is going to Jerusalem. They're going to Jerusalem. So a lot of people are in tents. Verse 8. 6 days thou shalt eat unleavened bread, and on the seventh day shall be a solemn assembly to the Lord thy God. Thou shalt do no work, no servile work. No, it says no work. Thou shalt do no work therein. So this is specifically talking about the feast of the Passover, also known as the Feast of Unleavened Bread. That is to be kept at the temple. And the sacrificing here is talking about, let's go to it, Numbers 28. Because there are sacrifices associated with the Feast of Unleavened Bread / the Feast of Passover. Numbers chapter 28, I'm going to start at 16. It says, and in the 14th day of the first month is the Passover of the Lord. And in the 15th day of this month is the feast. 7 days shall unleavened bread be eaten. In the first day shall be a holy convocation. Ye shall do no manner of servile work therein. Verse 19, but ye shall offer a sacrifice made by fire for a burnt offering unto the Lord, 2 young bullocks, and 1 ram, and 7 lambs of the first year. They shall be unto you without blemish. I'm probably won't post this, but I'm gonna jump to verse 24. In this manner ye shall offer daily throughout the 7 days the meat of the sacrifice made by fire of a sweet savor unto the Lord. It shall be offered beside the continual burnt offering and his drink offering. So on the 14th day is when you have the lamb roasted with fire and the bitter herbs. The sacrifice of the Passover, like we read in Deuteronomy 16, is talking about this. With the Feast of Unleavened Bread, the priest offers sacrifices all the days of the feast. So understanding these laws that are associated with each one of these feasts will give you a clear understanding on what's going on. So when Christ and the disciples are keeping the Passover in a house that someone let them keep it there, they're doing it exactly the way you're supposed to do it. A lamb for an house. When you go to Exodus chapter 12, all the way up until you get to verse 14, those are the ordinances for keeping the killing of the Passover. So now that should be plain and clear. All praises to the Most High. I'm Brother Jacob. I love y'all. Shalom.